Welcome once again, lovely people, to the peaceful escape to talk holidays. It's Cruise1st TV, and in this show we have something rather special for you. Personalised service, enhanced inclusions, the finest cuisine at sea, and a brand new ship launch on the way from Oceania Cruises. And joining me is Cal Sindhu from Oceania. Welcome, Cal.
Hi,
for
Derek.
The first time to the show.
Hello, thank you.
And a very exciting time to be talking Oceania as well, because there's new everything happening, isn't there?
Absolutely, we've really upped the game. We love it. It's a beautiful product. We've enhanced a lot more features. We've had our ships that have recently been refurbished, so they are all absolutely beautiful as ever.
Fantastic. And actually, let's talk Oceania and who they are first of all. What is it and who's it for?
Okay, so we are a small ship, luxury cruise line. We are ultra luxury premium. We have soon to be 8 ships in our fleet, and we go to the most beautiful destinations. We offer the finest food at sea, and it's a product for absolutely everybody. I mean, I love the product. I've been on it many times myself. We attract a lot of new clients to cruise, or we attract a lot of people that want to have the finer things in a relaxed environment and service.
Well, let's go and see that straight away then, shall we? Because we have a brand new ship launch on the way, and later on we are heading to the vistas of Northern Europe on Marina, staying in Reykjavik before then cruising Iceland, Denmark and around the British Isles back to Southampton. Very exciting. Marina is also taking us to Brazil and beyond for March 2. But let's start with this brand new launch then of Oceania's latest beauties, Allura, and your chance to be on the very first, the maiden voyage in the Med from Trieste in Italy. So we are going to fly there first on the 16th of July and spend a couple of nights in a hotel. Well, anywhere in Italy is absolutely beautiful, as we know, but it's a very, very picturesque port in northeastern Italy. A lovely city to spend some time in. There's the Miramar Castle and Park there, which look over the Adriatic. There's the Gutenberg Museum there as well, which are beautiful. It's very famous for printing, this city as well, so you can find out all about the heritage there, art museums and so much more. And then let us join Oceania Allura, who is not yet with us. She will be, though, because we're getting on board for the very, very first cruise. Now, she's the second in the Allura class, sister to the Vista. So anyone that's been on board Vista can have a little taste of what to expect. So what can we expect on Allura? I
mean, Allura, wow. All I can say is it is an incredible product. It's, like I said, a sister ship to Vista. We have refined it with still the finest cuisine at sea. You're going to get the fabulous space, the small ship luxury. We've got the cooking school there also as well, which is one of our culinary experiences that you can take part of. And
it's not like MasterChef. It's literally, but you are learning to, I guess, produce some of the finest cuisine yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great one because you don an apron, you put on the hat, you're all sat there, 24 cooking stations, and you live and breathe it. And then what's lovely is that you all sit down and then can cook and eat together. It adds a bit of excitement. Part of the tours as well do encourage you to go into the local markets to buy the fresh produce, and then that's great.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, that's our Aquamar Spa, which is absolutely beautiful. So our spa is complimentary on board of our ships, on all of our Oceania ships. So we have state-of-the-art fitness center. We provide you now included with your yoga, Pilates and fitness classes, which are all complimentary.
It's a good way to start the day, apparently, isn't it?
Indulge, but also then relax at the same time.
I love the fact that there's also, for being creative, we were talking about the kitchen earlier and being able to actually sort of create a dish, but there's also the artist loft there as well, where you can take various kind of art lessons in a really inspiring space as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great experience. I mean, you can do art with colours, or have a look at some of the beautiful artwork. I mean, the ships are absolutely stunning, even from the artwork we have on the ship, but to be part of it and to take that memory or piece back home with you is phenomenal.
What we're seeing right now as well is what normally with the regular cruise line we are regarding as speciality dining, and indeed it is very speciality dining on Oceania as well. Themselves badged the finest cuisine at sea. The major difference though is that these speciality venues are taken for granted. They are part of your experience.
They are. I mean, we have anything from 4 to 8 culinary experiences on board, including 2 special ones that can be pre-booked as private dining reservations, or La Reserve that we have on Riviera, which is where you can pair that with a Dom Perignon champagne experience as a luxury treat.
Ooh.
But on Allura, we've really upped our game, so we've introduced a lot more alfresco dining, relaxed ambiances as well.
They are absolutely amazing. We're going to go into more detail as we go through, but let's take a look at this journey. We start in Trieste in Italy through to Rijeka in Croatia. There's a Croatian hinterland tour here to see lakes, caves, gorgeous lakesides and vistas, as well as tasting homemade liqueurs, honey and sampling the local cuisine. Sounds great to me. We're back into Italy, into Ravenna now, where you can tour Bologna, seeing medieval buildings, piazzas, fountains and the basilica here, with time to shop the swanky boutiques as well. That's my kind of trip. And of course, you're staying longer in these smaller ports as well, which is amazing. Dubrovnik next in Croatia, where you port until 8 o'clock in the evening. You can take a tour here and walk the city walls, the ramparts and fortresses. I'm going to say Game of Thrones because, you know, that's why everyone wants to be in Dubrovnik right now. Very, very busy there indeed. Through next to Kotor in Montenegro, where you can tour and enjoy the views from the cable car above the mountains of Kotor. You can drive the national park and visit the former capital and other coastal towns nearby. A day at sea, and we finish in Athens in Greece, and that's where we'll fly back to the UK. Do you know what the greatest thing about this is that there's no waiting around to get off the ship, to go into the ports, to get to the ports. The very finest destination excursions will be on offer from Oceania there as well. But more importantly, on this particular sailing, is you will be the very first people to sail Oceania Allura in July. Now, our package includes your flight to Trieste in Italy, a 2-night hotel stay there, somewhere different in Italy as well, which is lovely. And then that's where your Allura cruise starts for 6 nights, cruising to Croatia, Montenegro and Dubrovnik, ending in Athens, with all of the amazing inclusions as well. And we'll talk more about the inclusions in just one moment. Of course, we'll include your flight back from Trieste in Italy. Now, you will be enjoying the fineries of a fabulous balcony and the finest cuisine at sea, and so much more. And here is our package price here, which is phenomenal. The reason you know why I invite guests in from the cruise lines. It's because we can knit closer our relationship and guarantee you the very, very best deals that we can. You can book this today with a deposit of just £500 each as well. And if you want to up the ante on this one, you can add the Prestige Select Drinks package with unlimited wines and spirits on your voyage for $59.95 per day. Let's though talk about the inclusions, and we'll show you actually, because we've got them on screen as well. The inclusions as part of your Oceania cruise as well. So your world included is, it gives you a better idea of the entire package here and what you can take for granted as part of your experience, because this is luxury, so you don't forever want to be, okay, it's an extra $100 for this, an extra $200 for that. So let's just, in a nutshell, let's talk about what is included.
So without a doubt, we have agreed that you are 100% going to have your gratuities included. Okay. So all your gratuities are prepaid for you for that duration of the cruise.
Brilliant.
We offer you now your soft drinks, but if we elaborate on that a little bit more,
yep.
So not everybody wants to have an alcoholic beverage or a cocktail, pre-dinner cocktail, or a nightcap in the evening. So we were finding a lot of guests wanting to have that, just a soft drink or a nice cup of tea.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, the teas and coffees that you're going to get served as part of that experience are amazing. And then we offer you afternoon tea at 4 o'clock anyway.
Oh yeah, this is a big highlight, isn't it? With
it's a beautiful afternoon tea in Horizons at 4 o'clock every day. But with the drinks, we offer you unlimited cold drinks, soft drinks, hot drinks, specialty teas and coffees. We also include our smoothies in there now, also at no additional charge. There might be some kind of like really nice special tea that you want. Recently, I was on board and I asked for an iced coffee, and I was just expecting a lovely little iced coffee. Off I go. No, it was absolutely stunning.
performance.
And I needed a spoon to eat it at the same time and drink it. It was wonderful. So that's all included as part of that experience. We also include all your gourmet dining. So we include red ginger, Jacques. On Allura, we're going to have Ember. We're going to have Aquamar Kitchen, which is our wellness-inspired restaurant. We've got the new restaurants as well. We've got our waffle and crepes that we're now introducing.
And also Wi-Fi included. We talked earlier about, or I may have been off camera actually, talking about laundry service being included as well. Unlimited Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is very, very important to people these days, isn't it?
People love it. They want a social post or keep in touch with their friends and family. So we have Wi-Fi on our ships. It's absolutely high speed, and you get now 2 devices included on your world included on board.
Fantastic. We'll come back and we'll expand on that even more, but I want to fit in some more experiences for you as well. So let's move on to our next offer. Our next 2 offers actually are on a different ship that's had a huge facelift in the last few months as well, which is the Oceania Marina, and we're going to take a luxury Northern Vistas with a free Reykjavik stay package over 2 weeks for the 9th of August, and we'll fly you first over to Iceland, to the capital, to Reykjavik. We'll start with a 3-night hotel stay there as well. I long to go to Reykjavik, I have to say, because we see it on the news all the time because it is so geothermal and it's all been happening. It's all been kicking off there, hasn't it, lately? In fact, they've had to close the Blue Lagoon a few times, haven't they, in the last sort of 6 months or so, because the lava flows have been just a little bit too close to comfort. And that makes me want to go and see it even more. So you've got 3 nights there in a hotel before we join Oceania Marina. Now, Marina has just had a lot of money spent and a lot of new additions, Cal, as well.
Yeah, so across the entire fleet, we have spent over £100 million designing the ships, bringing them back to life. We've ripped out states rooms, we've put new products back in. Let's
just talk about passenger numbers for 1 second, because actually this is something which is significant. You've got a very, very high passenger to crew ratio, so it's 1,250 guests on board. This is a maximum capacity.
On Marina, yes.
Yeah, and 800 crew.
Correct. So
that's over 1.6 members of crew for every 1 passenger.
Yeah,
that's
and
amazing.
even our chefs, we have 1 chef for every 3 guests. We have 1 crew member for every 10 guests. So our crew to ratio is phenomenal. So 800 crew, and honestly, you'll see crew members around. They'll be coming up to you. They'll come and meet you and serve you, so you don't have to go to them.
It also means that you've got chance to get to know them as well. You know, having been on a couple of your sort of on par experiences, you've got the time to actually hear their story as well, because of course they're recruited from very high-end establishments around the world.
Yeah, they go through absolutely incredible training. Some of them come from like really culinary backgrounds, and they absolutely love it. I mean, even to the point when we're on board ourselves experiencing the product, the crew will come up to you and say, how are you, and they know who you are. Yeah. And it's such a beautiful experience.
That's the thing actually a lot of people forget, is actually the familiarity it's very quick. You can go into a bar and then you can go back just maybe a few hours later, the day after, it's the same team behind the bar, and they remember you, your name, your drink. It's honestly, it's amazing. Now let's talk about the new additions on board Marina as well, because we've got a couple of new restaurants on board as well.
We have. So we still have our gourmet dining Red Ginger, which is our signature Pan-Asian restaurant. We have Jacques. We have our Waves Grill and our Terrace Cafe, but we actually recently introduced Aquamar Kitchen on board. And Aquamar Kitchen is currently on Vista, and she will be showcasing on Allura also. And this is our wellness-focused restaurant. So there's a whole focus on around about indulgence, but yet no calories, or people don't want to have that 3-course meal all the time. So they want something quick, but something relaxed and beautiful, refined food. So Aquamar Kitchen were designed for that, and it is an absolutely incredible restaurant with beautiful food, from yellowfish taco tunas to the Impossible burgers, Super Bowls and Buddha Bowls.
Impossible burgers? You mean a burger that's good for you?
A burger that's perfect. That's all I can say. You have to try it once at least. But all of that is there, and it's become such a popular venue, and it doesn't need any reservations either, that a lot of people are inspired by it.
We are going to get a second chance to get back on board Marina in just a moment. I want to talk you through this journey, because this, again, talking about the luxury nature of this cruise, it's very much in step with the destinations here as well. There'll be lots of places you haven't heard of. I haven't heard of them before. This is Jaime in Iceland. You can take a tour in a rib boat here through Oceania to the sea caves here, looking for whales and dolphins and all kinds of seabirds while cruising on the island. So they can get into much smaller ports that big commercial cruises can't. This is Eskifjordur. This is a very sleepy little fishing hamlet tucked into a dramatic fjord under a huge mountain. There's a wonderful maritime museum here as well. Then we go into the Faroe Islands. Very few cruise ships go into the Faroe Islands. This is Tórshavn in Denmark. This is between Iceland and Scotland, if you like, right in the middle. You can take a scenic tour over Tórshavn. You can see the cairns there and drive the North Valley through to the fjords. Then lands that we're more familiar with. We're going around the British Isles to Kirkwall first in the Orkneys, see the Scapa Flow Natural Harbour, head to the Orkney Museum or the Earl's Palace there. My word, I mean, there's a list of choices here. And of course, Oceania will offer you excursion opportunities, destination experiences that you can enjoy as you go around. Dublin needs no introduction really. You port into Dunleary, which is one of the smaller ports for Dublin as well. Get into Temple Bar, got to have a glass of that, haven't you? Holyhead in Wales, virtually no cruise ship goes into Holyhead in North Wales, and it's a wonderful, wonderful gateway into Snowdonia and touring the national park there, which is beautiful. Then we nip back across to Ireland into Cobh, which is the port for Cork, which is the second largest city in Ireland. St Finbarr's Cathedral is very, very popular here. There's the Old English Market and a butter museum. Who knew? Next to Portland in Dorset, which is wonderful. It's such a lovely area. You can stay on the Jurassic coast there and go and see the Durdle Door around the corner, or go off to Stonehenge or to Dorchester. Then we nip across to France, to a place I know very well, Saint-Malo, which is just beautiful. Big walled city there. There's also a Christian Dior tour, which you can take here to the museum. You can shop in the boutique and spend some time in Granville, where Dior was born. And then ultimately, we are cruising back to home into Southampton. So a wonderful luxury cruising treat from Cruise1st for August. Our package includes your flight from the UK out to Reykjavik, a 3-night hotel stay there, and then 12 nights of cruising on Oceania Marina, enjoying the finest cuisine at sea, Wi-Fi, gratuities, soft drinks, and a whole host of other inclusions, cruising Iceland, Denmark, and around the British Isles back to Southampton. And I have to tell you, you can book this experience right now with a deposit of just £500 each. And here is the ultimate. I mean, honestly, you have 14 nights of holiday here, which you will never forget. The one thing I will say to you right now, and it's not a bad thing whatsoever, is once you start luxury cruising, if this is your first taste of it, oh my word, it is that cherry that you bite once and you want more and more and more. And you are going to love it. You are going to love how you are cruising with less people. There's more time for you. There's more space for you. You're not waiting in queues. Getting on is a 5-10 minute experience versus half an hour to an hour. When you get into port, you're straight there. Here are the inclusions, and this is just a very, it's headlines of the inclusions that we have here for you. Gratuities, take those for granted. They are part of the offering. Soft drinks, including your specialty teas and coffees, absolutely there. Unlimited Wi-Fi for 2 devices right the way through the cruise. Gourmet specialty dining. Normally, I mean, this is the kind of standard of restaurant that you would normally be walking out and your bill would be, I don't know, £200-400 from each night in one of these restaurants. Take them as a given, and they are all the most exceptional, finest cuisine at sea. It's trademarked by Oceania. You've got to go and try it. In stateroom dining, laundry service included, group fitness classes enjoyed and included as well. It's amazing. Now listen, if you want to know more, you may have more questions. I'm trying to get as much information from Cal as I possibly can, but half an hour is never long enough to talk about something so big and beautiful. So we're going to go straight on to our final offer, and then we can talk more about Marina and what the experience on board is. This time we're going to beautiful Brazil and beyond over 17 nights. And this is soon. This is the 22nd of March. Like, this is go big or go home, and do it soon. We fly you first from the UK out to Buenos Aires in Argentina. We have a night in a hotel there. It's the capital of Argentina. Have you ever been, Cal, to Argentina?
I've not been to Argentina.
Oh, well,
no.
there you go. You've got to get this on the list then.
Trip, yes.
Yeah, very nice. You've got not only the one night in the hotel there, but the first night on Marina on board in Buenos Aires as well. What a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. And then we are back on Marina, so we can talk more about her. I have to say as well, she was refurbished back in May, so anyone that has already travelled on Marina, you are going to see something very, very different. You were talking about the staterooms themselves. Mm-hmm. They've been radically overhauled.
We've introduced them. Our staterooms are beautiful as it is,
of
but
course.
We've redesigned them. We've taken them out and put new staterooms back in. Our Oceania suites are absolutely stunning. Our penthouses are absolutely phenomenal. So beautiful. The palette of sea, that they're a lot more fresher. Some of them still have some of the original features around the ship, even from the things that we brought on board from the food and new experiences that people have asked for and we've listened to. It's been great. Let's
talk entertainment as well, because I think a lot of people think that the entertainment offering might be, because obviously the ship is experience based. I mean, a luxury cruise line is more about the experience and the journey, isn't it? And some people might think actually you might then sacrifice entertainment as a result of that, but you have full production shows.
We do. We've got full shows. I mean, they're very beautiful. They're very cabaret style shows. We even have a Monte Carlo style casino on board.
Yes.
So there's entertainment there. We've got martinis where you can grab a pre-dinner cocktail as well. But the shows are great. They're phenomenal. I
love the sound of them actually. A Broadway in concert. Songs from the iconic shows of Broadway.
Yeah.
Fantastic. There's a tribute show to the songs of Peggy Lee as well, which lots of people will remember fondly. So it's entertainment that's kind of appropriate as well.
It is, and we'll even bring on people from the destinations we're going to, and we will have shows on there. We have guest speakers. We have some beautiful comedians and excitement, but.
Yes, talking about actually, because we are going to more remote locations and smaller ports, what about the information that I might need before being in those ports?
As in port information to what things to do?
Do we have live presentations on board to talk about?
You do have our team on board that will be able to tell you about future cruises and information, as well as our guest services team on board 100%.
And your excursions?
And your excursions and your destination services are there. And also every day we will provide you with information in your cabin and stateroom to talk about what things you can do and what the expectations are and what time to be on board as standard.
And I was looking through some of the excursions as well, and some of them are absolutely golden must-have. Yeah. I would never have expected to see that kind of experience. So it's a big, broad range.
It is. We have over 4,000 different experiences to choose from, and there is something for everybody, and that's what makes us unique. And if we go back to where we were talking earlier about what our pillars are, the finest cuisine at sea, award-winning itineraries, and small ship luxury.
Talking of itineraries, perfect. Let's do it. So our first night overnight in Buenos Aires, then we move on to Montevideo in Uruguay. There's a highlights tour here where you can see Independence Square, the Prado Park and the Montevideo Harbour as well. It's a great thing taking an excursion as well, because you can do a lot of experiences in one day. Punta del Este in Uruguay now, where you can take an olive oil tour a plantation, find out more, taste, and then drive through the wonderful countryside. A day at sea, and then we find ourselves in a port I've never seen on any cruise itinerary before, which is Balneario Camboriú. Oh, so glad I got that right. Santa Catarina in Brazil, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. Again, not too many cruises ever see these parts of Brazil. Next, we're in São Francisco do Sul in Brazil, which is one of Brazil's oldest towns, actually. You can see the twin towers of the old church and the historic city centre here, and there's miles of stunning beaches nearby. Wonderful. I mean, this is a real deep dive into Brazil, this one, isn't it? Sao Paulo next. Santos is the port, and you can tour the best of Sao Paulo, up over the mountain pass to reach it here, see the cathedral, the modernist buildings, and so much more. We're in Paraty next in Brazil, which we've never seen on a cruise itinerary in 15 years, which is great. You can tour here in a schooner and cruise the islands, swim and snorkel, and take in the former gold port. So this is quite a rich history here. Fantastic. Then we cruise on to Ilha Grande in Brazil, just a small beautiful island here, and you can tour it with a wildlife guide and see its natural wonders, or just enjoy its lovely charms. I mean, look at the pictures there. What that doesn't tell you, I don't know. And you are being there for the day. Buzios is next, one of the most popular beach resorts in Brazil. It's like the Saint-Tropez of Brazil, actually. 20 beaches where you can fish, dive, ride horseback, take a catamaran cruise, and so much more. We end the cruise in Rio, but we stay overnight on Marina, and then we stay for another 2 nights in a hotel. Well, of course, Rio is just such an amazing capital, isn't it? You can head up the Corcovado to Christ the Redeemer statue. There's the Leblon Lookout, Ipanema Beach. The girl from Ipanema, you can go and find her. She's there somewhere. Santa Teresa's trendy shopping and cocktail bars. Lapa at night, where the nightlife rocks till dawn, apparently. And of course, you can do as Barry Manilow did and get down to the Copacabana, but the beach, not the club. There might be a club there as well. You never know. Barry might be there. You never know. Who knows? He's still rocking it. So what an incredible trip, an amazing adventure actually for March. So flying to Buenos Aires in Argentina for a night in a hotel there, and your first of 12 nights cruising Uruguay and Brazil to Rio de Janeiro, where you have an overnight on board there and 2 more nights in a hotel, plus your flight back to the UK. Oh my word, it sounds like £20,000 each. So let's confirm that it's not. Let's confirm that you can have that wonderful, attentive service, the finest cuisine at sea, and a very, very relaxed and sophisticated atmosphere, far more relaxed than my description of that whole holiday there, which had to be squeezed into 10 seconds, at an amazing price tag and a deposit of just £500 each today. Let's remind you of the inclusions on board as well, because they are many and plenty. And Cal, this is a real pleasure as well, isn't it? I'm sure you testify to the fact as well, once you've had this kind of experience once, that's it. Yeah. You're not turning back.
It's great. I mean, we're seeing so many more people coming back who are returning to that luxury cruise, people that want those beautiful, fine things, small ship luxury. I mean, you've said yourself, some of those destinations these ships just can't get to.
Yeah.
Wow, incredible.
And talk to me about the generality of parts of the world that we can explore with Oceania. I mean, I'm guessing it's, you know, it's all of the continents, right?
Yeah, I mean, we go to over 600 different ports. We're a port-intensive itinerary. We're going to be able to get our ships into some of these ports that these big ships just can't get to. You mentioned earlier, what are the inclusions? Well, when you get to that port, we include all of our shuttle buses free of charge for you as well. And that is part of Your World Included. So we've taken the simplicity away to give you more.
Which is actually, it makes a big difference, because again, it means even to get those shuttles, you're not waiting in long lines, because of course we're looking at
they're every 5 minutes or so. People will come down to the gangway, you'll go into the terminal and off you go, and you'll come back. There'll be designated drop-off or pick-up points probably somewhere, and off you go, come back on board. Then when you're back on board, it all begins again, where you've got beautiful food, sit down by the Waves Grill. Marina was great because in the evening we have the Waves Grill that turns into an onboard pizzeria. So you could be having beautiful sample food from the country you've just come in on board, as well as in our grand dining rooms.
Such a dream, isn't it? Absolutely such a dream. And Cal, I say this to all my guests, but you especially, you're going to have to come back again soon, because half an hour at a time is just never enough. Thank you so much.
You're
for
welcome.
Coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Oh my word, what a dream. And we've just taken a little peek through the letterbox. So Cal will be back very, very soon to talk more Oceania and the wonderful possibilities. If you want to know more, lots more ship information on our website at cruise1st.tv. And of course, talk to our amazing team, because some of them have been on board the ships as well. 0800 953 4700. Stay right where you are. There's plenty more on the way.